Rare places have grown the green a bit of the sheer glen. 11 years of home for home for Carmichael's man. We came in tens of thousands to build the sheer dam. The gaither had no fortune was every navy's plan. I met Harry maybe 15, 20 years ago, something like that, in a session. I don't remember what instrument I had with me, but he had his drum.
First met Alan Hunter in the Royal Oak. It's a pub where we all used to gather after playing various places around the town or working in pubs late at night. It was always open late, so you went there for a drink after you got finished. And Alan was part of the crowd that used to go in there, and we all used to sit around and sing songs and drink beer and play tunes and enjoy ourselves.
He wanted to annoy people because he wasn't really very good at it at the time, but he's good now, you know, he's learned a lot.
And then picked up the Bowron later on and annoyed people with that for a while, but I think it's getting better. After the number of years I've been doing it, it should be getting better.
I was born a genius, which really, really depressed my mother, you know. No, of course, everybody's got to start somewhere, and the truth be told, I must have been really annoying when I was a beginner, you know, insisting on playing things that you didn't know yet. 11 years of home for home for Carmichael's man. We came in tens of thousands to fill you gang to the Highlands, Lazy Lindsay. My mother took me at a very early age to go and see the Corries. I said, what are the Corries? And so they do Scottish stuff, you know. And I had it in my head that this was Andy Stewart and Donald, where's your trousers? And that's what I thought she meant. And I had to be dragged, kicking and screaming to the car to get taken to this concert. And I went, no, howling and bawling in the back of the car. No, think this is going to be miserable. And we got to the concert and they came on and they started. And when they'd done 2 songs, I turned round and said to my mum, I'm going to be a folk singer when I grow up. And she said, aye, right son, okay. I will go, when the fighting is over, to the land of MacLeod that I left, being a soldier I will go. Guys that just died very recently, like Ronnie Drew and Barney McKenna from the Dubliners, they were on the go then, and they were doing stuff that at the time you could still be arrested in the Republic of Ireland for some of the stuff they were singing, and didn't stop them. Not all of it was political, but one political song was enough to brand the whole evening political. I asked Ronnie Drew one time what his opinion was of the way the folk scene had advanced in Ireland, and he didn't answer the question. He told me to ask Barney. So I asked Barney, and Barney told me to ask Ronnie. And they just wouldn't answer. That gives something away in itself. They wouldn't tell me. I will go. When they put us all on board, lassies were singing.
Still bias against a lot of those songs in various places. I mean, even here in Scotland, there are some places where you can sing a certain song and you can't sing a certain song. That's not political, it tends to be more religious than political. Protest songs protest against things they don't like. And if you protest, there's always going to be somebody on the other side who doesn't like you protesting. So it then becomes politics. But originally the idea was it wasn't politics, it was, hey, hang on a minute, I think this is wrong. until Joe Bloggs from the other side comes along and says, well, I think you're wrong. And then it becomes politics. So, that's why I'm saying I don't think politics really drives it as such. It's just people voicing an opinion.
Cold winter was torn. Obviously, not every song is political, but it's very, very difficult to avoid social issues. And if you do deal with social issues, you can't really avoid politics because these things are politically motivated, and hopefully there's political answers to them. A lot of the miners' songs is a good example. It's about harsh conditions and unionising and strikes, and pro-independence songs, Republican songs, and so on and so forth. And I think if that was taken away, the whole genre would lose something. In big style. To be a soldier I will go, I will go. Folk music is people music. Folk means people. It's about people, for people, by people. And when we get together, we enjoy a bevy. We let off steam, we exchange views, most of which are the same. We reinforce each other's essential being.
Yeah, it's a very genial culture. I think there's a lot less preciousness amongst folk musicians than there is amongst other musicians. There's not so much backbiting and getting on at each other.
We're against the system. Folk music is never in favour of the system, because anybody in favour of the system doesn't write a folk song. They commission a composer.
It's a way of expressing feelings. It doesn't necessarily have to be working class. It can be any class it wants to be. Folk music's more for the upper classes because it was the bards who were doing it.
And you can see people and feel the reaction of other people to a song when you know instinctively you've done it just right. Well, that's irreplaceable.
It's, I suppose, special in the fact that it's accessible for everybody. It's not done in massive studios where you have to have tons of recording equipment and everything tweaked and electronified and all the rest of it. It's just can be done in a pub sitting around a table with various instruments.
It's about living, breathing, the heartbeat, basically, of the people. And everything, every subject, every motivation that crops up in it can be understood by ordinary people. There's nothing highfalutin or technical about it. It's just honest, and that's what's lovely about it. Socialism, republicanism, pro-independence, and alcohol.
Cheers. Very nice.
Personally, I have to force myself to consume alcohol.
It's not nice stuff, is it, really?
No, I mean, I don't really like it, but it would be antisocial not to drink. A moral to the song if I could think of one. But all the same, though, here's a slice of very well informed advice. A wise lad thinks more than twice afore he has his fun. Maggie Brown, a bonny bell of old and moon, I love you dear, dancing in my bonny Maggie Brown. Maggie Brown, a bonny bell of old and moon, I love you dear, dancing in bonny Maggie Brown. That's a true story.